Hi, I'm Matt from the HMO platform. We help landlords across the UK to get on course towards profitability, wealth and success in an ethical way using our Next Level HMO and co-living strategies. Now in this video we're going to be covering HMO licensing, and it's very important to understand. Now there are two types of licensing when it comes to HMOs. National licensing, which comes from the government, is called mandatory licensing. And then there is something else called additional licensing that local councils can choose to implement. Firstly, mandatory licensing means that any property that has 5 or more unrelated people, remember they have to be unrelated, this property will require a license. It used to be the case that a property had to have 3 stories, but this has been removed. So actually 5 or more people will definitely require a license. The second type of license is called an additional license. Now certain councils have brought in additional licensing, which means that they are more concerned about the standards of HMOs in their town. So this licensing will mean that they can bring in the number of unconnected people down from 5 to maybe 4, even 3. So if you've got an additional licensing for 3 or more unconnected people, to basically every HMO in that area will require a license. Now to get your license, you will need to go to your local council, you apply to them and they will issue you with your license. They have their own standards that they're going to test your application against. Now those standards will generally be published on the council's website, sometimes called the private housing standards. Sometimes they're called HMO guidelines, but you want to look for the local council guidelines and then just comply with them. And this is the best way to get the council on side. So whenever you have a new property, I suggest speaking to the HMO officer in the private housing standards department and then get them on side by explaining what you're going to do. And if they make any suggestions about what to do with the property, take it on board and then just comply with it. HMO guidelines from the council can't be any less stringent than the national guidelines. In fact, they will probably be slightly more stringent, but that means there is some flexibility. And if you provide really good properties, they might let you get away with, say, a smaller bedroom than required in one space, as long as you've got, say, huge living spaces and nice communal areas, maybe some en-suites as well. So the HMO's licensing officers will look at the guidelines and also look at the property as a whole. Is it a safe property? Is it a nice place for tenants to live? Does it have enough storage space? Are there enough cooking facilities? Does it have enough washing facilities? All this kind of stuff will be decided by the HMO officer when they look at their guidelines. If you stick to them, if you do more than that, you'll never have any issues. But if you want to operate slightly differently, or you have a property which doesn't quite fit licensing in one way or another, then if you speak to the licensing officer, then they may be able to help you deal with it, especially if you have a good relationship and a fantastic property. Now, in order to get your license, you must be a fit and proper person, and you're not going to get it if you're a dodgy criminal. You will need to pay for it, and that could be over £1,000, but remember that will last you for 5 years. I suggest you get it in your name and not in the name of the agent, because if you change lettings agents, then you will need to apply and pay again. We have changed agents before and been very grateful that we set it up this way. So those are the different types of licenses that you need to be aware of. So check out our next video to find out more about what you need to know in order to get your license on your HMO. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe by clicking down here, and see you in the next video.